Hello. This video explains how we adjust reading levels so that students from a 5th grade level up to the 12th grade have access to the same material. Our story creation process goes through several steps before it is published. Let's take a closer look. Once written, each version of a story is passed through a proprietary tool we created that confirms the desired reading level was achieved. This tool combines components of the Flesch-Kincaid readability formula with those from the Gunning-Fogg index. We do not solely use those sources because they sometimes miss important nuances. The most noticeable difference between levels of stories in the JUICE is in how we approach sentence length and structure. Longer sentences are more challenging to lower-level readers, so we begin by shortening sentences for those levels. Complex sentences also pose challenges to lower-level readers. For example, when several multisyllabic words are used in succession, less fluent readers can have difficulty. So we break up longer sentences and minimize these scenarios in the lower reading levels. We do this without changing the inherent meaning of the text. We also pay close attention to the vocabulary deployed at each level, so it is digestible by the students. If a word is too difficult for a lower reading level, we will provide a simpler, close substitute. If one does not exist, we will then provide a definition of the word in the story. Even words that contain few syllables can be challenging for lower-level readers if the concept represented is complex. The well-known leveling indexes would not take these cases into account. For example, they would rank the terms income tax and yellow bus similarly because they both contain the same number of syllables per word. However, students would likely find the income tax concept far more difficult to understand. When JUICE passages include terms that refer to complicated concepts, definitions are added within the text, and the number appearing in a story is limited. On a related note, the leading indexes often assign higher reading levels when long or complicated proper nouns exist. For example, a story that might refer to Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko would result in a very high reading level because the names contain many syllables. When these scenarios arise, our education team manually adjusts the leveling computation. Lastly, it might help to look at a story we published about Perseverance, NASA's robotic explorer, to see how some of these considerations actually translated into equity for all readers. Here, the opening paragraph of the lower-level story was broken up so that it is easier to understand. Other adjustments made this story easier at the lower levels and harder at the top levels. First, the average number of words per sentence increased as the levels became more difficult. Then, because stories written for the lower levels have shorter sentences, you can see that more actual sentences exist at those lower reading levels. Our education team works hard to deliver the same content to all readers, regardless of their reading level. If you have any questions, our support team is standing by to help. We hope you enjoy our flavor of the JUICE.